Buffalo Bills versus Las Vegas Raiders reaction video. I watched this game. It was a fun game to watch. By the way, I know we have a lot of Buffalo Bills fans and Las Vegas Raiders fans, watch videos on the network. We appreciate you. I actually think both of these teams are very underrated. Although I personally, I had Buffalo in, I think, number 4 in terms of the power rankings this week. We'll see if they jump. It's really going to probably depend what happens with the Green Bay game next week. And the Raiders, they were pretty high up as well. I know they're 2-2 now. They face the Kansas City Chiefs next week. Odds are they'll probably be 2-3 after next week. And, people will probably be sleeping on the Raiders. Not me, not Underdog TV. We like the Raiders quite a bit. Look, Raiders fans, first things first, you're probably going to say, well, look at the injuries this week, right? A couple things. One, I'm sorry, but every team deals with injuries. So that sucks. I know you had some major names out. A lot of people are banged up, and that stinks, especially the wide receivers. When you're missing basically your top 2 wide receivers and you're playing a team where you have to push the ball downfield, that hurts. It does hurt. You're missing like one of your best or your 2 best like offensive linemen. That sucks. But, the Raiders, honestly, they kind of dealt with this last year, so you're used to it. And by the way, they're actually missing their top 3 wide receivers now that I think about it. Buffalo... let me start with Buffalo. So tactics-wise, I thought the Raiders matched up very well with the Buffalo Bills. And I would have thought more so had Ruggs been able to go, but whatever. He didn't play, so it is what it is. Credit Buffalo because last week I said, look, the Rams gashed Buffalo up the middle for run yardage, and that's exactly what the Raiders want to do. Conversely, I thought that the Bills, their strength as a team right now is pushing the ball downfield on the sides, on the sidelines, pushing the ball downfield deep, and I think that's what the Raiders are doing the best at stopping right now. So I thought the Raiders were an intriguing matchup for the Bills, and I was curious to see, and I actually took the Raiders to cover the spread. I was wrong, just because the way these teams matched up for each other. But Buffalo did, I thought, a pretty good job on Josh Jacobs. Not only did he do, I'm actually looking at the stats now, and that's confirmation, 15 carries, 48 yards, 3.2 yards per carry. That's exactly what Buffalo wanted to do. And for a team like the Raiders, who is so patient with the run, to make Derek Carr throw the ball 44 times and to basically only carry the ball or let Josh Jacobs carry the ball 15 times, that's pretty telling for what Buffalo was doing defensively. The Raiders adjusted, and they, good for them for doing that. But the Bills, coming off of last week, facing a team that wants to run the ball, power up the middle, giving up the yardage to the Rams, they came back and they shut the Raiders down in the run game. And that has to make you feel really good as a Buffalo Bills fan. Darren Waller, I kind of figured, look, how many options do they have? They basically at this point have Waller and Renfrow. Waller goes for his typical 9-catch, 88 yards. Had that fumble. We'll talk about that in a bit. Hunter Renfrow, 5 catches, 57 yards. Look, with the people out, Nelson Aguilar gets in the end zone. Good for Nelson Aguilar. Look, you just got to throw the ball to Hunter Renfrow. He's not the most physically astounding person, as Raiders fans know, and I'm sure as Clemson fans know as well. But the dude just makes stuff happen. Just get him integrated until and just throw the ball more. I want to see him getting 9 catches a game because he's just a player. He's just a football player. And with as many injuries as there are for the Raiders, I think you got to rely on guys like Renfrow to just get it done. Darren Waller is still work in the middle of the field. He did quite well. Again, I was kind of expecting that. And the Buffalo Bills defense, they showed up. Josh Norman, who I knew he was on the Bills, but it didn't really register until he forced that fumble. I was like, oh, yeah, they have him, and he's good again because he's not on that albatross of a franchise in Washington, and he's back in the system that made him famous. I thought this game was going about as I expected it to go. I think they were down by a point or something like that. There were 3 plays that jumped out that really turned the tide of this game. One was, I think it was in the first half. There's a relatively deep throw to Zay Jones, hit his fingertips. Zay Jones got to lay out for that ball. Look, I know it could have been a better ball, but it was a pretty good ball considering the coverage. Got to lay out, got to make that catch. Ruggs makes that catch, right? I think Tyrell Williams makes that catch. I think maybe Edwards makes that catch. Zay Jones did not make that catch. That was a big one to me that people probably aren't going to be talking about. The other one, obviously, is Darren Waller. The fumble there that Buffalo gets. That was the second of, I think, 3 plays that turned the game. And then, of course, the deep pass to Diggs. And those things, let me talk about the Waller fumble first. Look, he's probably your best player or second best player in your field, depending on how you feel about Josh Jacobs. You got to give him the ball. Sometimes he's going to fumble. Credit the Bills and the punch out. It was a good play. It was a good play defensively. Then, right after that, the deep ball to Diggs. This is something new for Buffalo. And Raiders fans, if you haven't watched Buffalo, they've been doing this all year. They push the ball downfield and they're aggressive. I love Daboll as an offensive coordinator. I love Gruden as a coordinator too, but these are two very well coached teams. And the big thing here is last year, that play would have been to John Brown. This year, it's to Stefon Diggs. And John Brown's on the other side drawing lesser coverage. And Gabriel Davis got in the end zone this week as well. But that move right there is why you trade that first-round pick for Stefon Diggs. I mean, it was huge. And I'm not a big proponent of trading draft picks. I understood the trade when it happened. I don't know. Maybe I would have tried to get away with a second-round pick instead. But again, you're kind of splitting hairs there. I thought it was a great move for Buffalo. I thought it was a questionable move for Minnesota. I thought Buffalo still, even with the first-round pick, kind of won that trade. And you're seeing it's working out even better than I thought it was going to. That's really good. Also, by the way, Raiders fans, if you noticed at the end of the game there, Devin Singletary was this close to stepping out of bounds. I went back and I rewound and I watched that play like 5 times over in slow-mo. And I do think that his butt was down before his foot hit the sideline. I mean, it was razor thin. Singletary, you got to slide. This week for Buffalo, I thought that the downfield stuff was going to be more limited than in previous weeks because I think the Raiders secondary is underrated. And that kind of panned out. I mean, Stefon Diggs still had a big day, thanks primarily to that catch I was just talking about. 6 catches, 115 yards, no touchdowns for him. John Brown, 4 catches, 42 yards. You got Beasley and Davis both getting in the end zone. And I thought that the Bills were going to be working the middle of the field, and I thought Singletary was going to be more involved in the game plan as well. Let me check his numbers. I thought he was. 18 carries, 55 yards, only 3.1 yards per carry. But he was more integrated like I thought he'd be, and he got in the end zone. Where was he in the passing game? Singletary. Another 5 catches for 21 yards. So he got 23 touches, about where I thought he'd be. Didn't run as efficiently as I'm used to seeing Devin Singletary. I think he's super underrated as well. I mean, this is really the battle of the underrated teams. I think they're both very, very good teams. But, the Raiders got loose with the ball at the end of the game, and Buffalo made it happen defensively, which is what you would expect from a Buffalo team. You're not used to Buffalo scoring 30 points every week. You're not used to Josh Allen, even in a somewhat underwhelming game, still throwing for 2 touchdowns, 288 yards. He only ran the ball 3 times for -1 yard, although he did get in the end zone. So 3 total touchdowns for Allen, including the one on the ground. Look, he's beating people as a passer. And I've been saying this since week 1. Buffalo, I think, is this year's version of last year's Baltimore Ravens. They're now 4-0. This has a 12 or 13 win team kind of feel to it. They can play defense. They can beat you down the field. And this is new to Buffalo. If they turn the ball over 2 or 3 times, if they're down by 2 scores with 5 minutes left, this is the type of team that can bring you back and win. This is like basically elevating them, not to the Chiefs level or anything like that, because I wouldn't put anybody really on the Chiefs level at this point, but to win a Super Bowl, you need a team that when adversity hits and you're down by 10 points with like 7 to 5 minutes left in the game or something like that, can your offense do enough to bring that and be efficient and be aggressive and have a strong enough quarterback to bring you back from that? Buffalo's in that category for me right now, and that is rarefied air. They play good defense. I'd like to see them run the ball with more efficiency. That's my big question mark for Buffalo. Raiders, look, you need to get healthy. You know how it is. This team, I think, will go 2-3. I think they will lose to Kansas City. I'm intrigued to see how the secondary does against Kansas City's receivers, but I do believe that the Raiders will lose that. They'll go to 2-3, and everybody will forget about them except for us. I promise you. Buffalo 4-0, great win. Raiders, tough loss. That game, you really had to play perfect to beat this Buffalo Bills team this time around with those injuries. If they were healthy, I think it would have been a more even game. The Raiders needed a clean sheet, and they just did not get it done. Derek Carr didn't throw an interception, but I know there were a couple fumbles there, I believe. He had 2 fumbles. Oh, Derek Carr and Darren Waller can't turn the ball over in this kind of game. So Raiders, I still think they're a playoff team. I know people think I'm crazy after this Chiefs game next week, I'm guessing. Buffalo Bills, definitely a playoff team. 2 really good teams, 2 underrated teams, but I don't think people will be sleeping on these Buffalo Bills for long. Raiders, let me know what needs to be fixed beyond injuries. What are you seeing out there? Buffalo Bills fans, let me know what you're thinking. What would you like to see this defense do? I think really, honestly, the offense is better than the defense now, which I think is it just feels weird to say given where this team was in the last couple of years, but I'm very, very impressed. Anyway, we'll be doing some more reactions, a lot more fantasy football stuff. Check the Week 5 playlist out. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you on another video soon. Thanks.